Okay, first of all, the course outline. I will update this course outline is updated on the web, and the page is already there. You can have it. This is the same ep.ng.com.pk, the design of electric machines page, session 2017. The course books are R.K. Agarwal. I don't have that book at present. I will show you because that book we will be mostly going on towards the induction motor design, but we will also go towards the transformer design from that book. The second book is Rotating Electric Machines by Juha. This is also available in PDF form with me. You can download it. Design of Transformers by Indrajit Dasgupta, the same book which I am holding at present in my hand. I don't have the PDF version of this one. Okay? If anyone can find it out, please do let me also know that if you have the, but I have what I have over here. If you go back on my 2013 or something like that, you can see there is a 100 kVA design. So what I normally do when I have a 100 kVA design, I am doing that in the class. So what I do, I take tables just like this table, and based on this table I make this empty and I do the calculation just in the class. Okay? So all this filled and unfilled tables will be given to you. Okay? They will be available on the website, so you can do a practice of it. Because otherwise, if I will have to write it down again on the board, it will be laborious for me. Okay? So I'm using all these tables over here. In this table, you can see you have all the secondary timings or whatever, primary turns or whatever, the size of the conductor or core window height, whatever. So everything is written over here. So I'm not going to go towards that total overall. So this is that, and yeah, this is okay. So these tables, something like this, these are, you can see 1, 2, 3, all the leakage calculations and all that. I will be giving you those tables over here. So these are 3 books namely, and we will be following these 3 books. And there are some reference books also available with me, which are by V.N. Mittal. It's a very old book, so I will not be referring to it very much. Only for tables I will be going towards it. By tables I mean the tables of approximately how much watts per kilogram. Now you are still coming in this course just referring to your transformer. If a transformer is heavy, this means either the core is heavy or either the windings are heavy. So if I just take out the weight of that core, I can find out that what are the core losses of that transformer based on just the weight of that. So based on that weight, I have some tables, and those tables are coming on from this V.N. Mittal book, and we will give you those tables that okay, on this table, if you have this much kilogram, you have this much watts per kilogram as it. And this is again depending upon the material also. So the tables or the graph are limited based on the material used over there. So we will be just taking the tables or the graph from this book over there. Then this is another book, Spotlight on Modern Transformer Design. This is again a reference book if you want to go towards this one. So we will be also going on. Apart from this one, if I just give an idea, there is one book which I will be again referring to. Sorry, not this one. This is the sorry. Oh, that is fantastic. Okay, this one is a new part of this course. Okay? Up till now I have not taught this part in any of the previous courses. I will try to add maybe 1 or 2 weeks on this one. Why? Because modern machine design is not just limited to the transformers and induction machine. It's also based on the permanent magnet DC machine. Because electric cars are coming on now and they are not going to use the CMDC motors. Now this is a very deep book and it has a lot of chapters over here. So this is by Dr. Duan Hansalam. So this book, as you can see, if I just scroll down over here, there are a lot of chapters and it's a big book having 400 pages. So I'm not going to go through all of those pages, maybe like 1 or 2 chapters of it at the end of transformer. So maybe when we are discussing induction machine, I will just touch this book to just give you a little bit flavor that how a permanent magnet DC machine is designed. Okay? So I will be using this book. I will make this available book also on the website. It's not still available. So you can see you have that chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a big calculation over there. So maybe not totally, but I will go towards at least for a 2-pole or a 4-pole machine. And this is actually the same machine used in your power supplies, fan, cooling fans, your hard disk especially, and this is the same motor. But if you increase the size of that machine, so certainly by using some permanent magnets, then certainly this means that you are actually going to have a big motor, maybe for an electric motor or electric car, sorry, over here. And has anyone idea Toyota Prius car, Toyota Prius जो hybrid vehicle है? Anyone having an idea what type of motor is in that car, electric car? It's not a totally electric, it's hybrid actually. The electric motor is also there. किसी को कोई idea? You are coming in this course, you must have an idea that electric cars are normally using which motor? Induction motor is used by which car? Tesla. Induction motor is only used by Tesla. What about this Toyota Prius PHV, or the latest model is actually PHV over there? It's using the same permanent magnet DC machine which we are just talking about over here. And then there is another electric car which is very world famous, the most saleable item, Nissan Leaf. Ever heard? Suna hai kabhi? Nissan Leaf uses synchronous motor. जी, synchronous motor और induction motor में क्या फर्क है? बताएगा? इतना याद होना चाहिए. You are coming in machine design course. जी, anyone? Today we are just having a chit chat. I have some questions also for you. We will go through those questions as well. We will go through this course outline. जी, come on. कुछ तो बताओ. गलत सही कुछ तो बताओ. Synchronous motor versus induction motor. Tell me one big difference. अब भाई पावर की जॉब ऐसे नहीं मिल जानी है, ये बड़ा बेसिक क्वेश्चन है. ये जब वाइवा हो रहा होगा या जब इंटरव्यू हो रहा होगा, फिर उसके बाद में आप उस वक्त हुंडा की बुक या कोई और बुक खोल के बैठे हुए होंगे कि भाई ये तो 4th सेमेस्टर में पढ़ा था मशीन, उसके बाद तो याद ही नहीं है. The one big difference of induction motor versus synchronous motor is this, that a synchronous motor has a constant speed. Its speed is equal to the synchronous speed of your machine, and by synchronous machine I am referring to sorry. So when I am referring to this one, this is not a good thing. I have to actually every time make this. Anyway, so when I have this one, I have ns equal to 120f by p. ये तो याद है? शुक्र है, ये याद है. जी, this ns was the synchronous speed, and when I am talking about ns as the synchronous speed, this is the same speed of a synchronous motor. And when I am talking about nr, what was nr? बताएगा? Subscript r, rotor speed, and this was the speed of your induction machine. And how much nr was less than or greater than ns? 1 minus? Only 1 minus slip. This is 1 minus s into ns over here. Because what was s? S was the slip. Let me just close this. So s was equal to ns minus nr divided by ns, and if you convert it into percentage, this was 200. Okay? So whenever you are working on a synchronous motor, the added advantage is if you are working at a constant speed. The induction motor advantage is this, that it is almost mechanically, it has no variable parts. The rotor has no supplies inside it. It's a simple cage machine I am talking about. So there is no mechanical aspect that can actually wear out. Just like carbon brushes in a DC machine, there is no wearing out of anything. In synchronous motor, you have to supply the rotor current also and the stator current also. So it's a doubly excited machine, which means you have to supply to the stator as well, you have to supply to the rotor as well. Now, when I'm talking about induction machine, it's a singly excited machine. So when it's a singly excited machine, this means you are only supplying to the stator. It's producing a revolving magnetic field, and that revolving magnetic field, because of electromagnetic induction and relative motion, it's developing an EMF inside the rotor, and that rotor is short circuited. So that rotor short circuited develops again a current, and that current actually flows inside some conductor, and it behaves as a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. So it's moving. So what happens, that your nr is less than always ns. You will never have nr equal to ns. So if you have an ns equal to, supposedly by the formula, you have a two-pole machine, So your NS supposedly is 3000 RPM. I'm talking about Pakistan, so the frequency is 50 Hz. You just plug in the value, your NS becomes out to be 3000 RPM. So the NR, it will be approximately something 2900 or something like that. If you are going to load the machine, the speed will come down. Okay? So please go through all these things. In today's lecture, I'm just going to revise a little bit of these all information. But before at least the next week, first class, try to revise all, especially the transformer part, because I'm going to go towards the transformer first over here. Okay? So these are all the vehicles using the electric vehicles or Chinese cars. They are using the switch reluctance motor. It's a totally different machine over there. So this is so let me just, okay, so this is done. Achha, coming on to my course outline again, the course objectives, you can go through it. I'm not going to just read them over here for you. This is the course objectives just about the rotating electric machines. The CLO numbers are quite large. I am trying to reduce them, CLO 1 to CLO 9. I am trying to reduce them to at least 4 or 5 of them so that they can be mapped easily over there. And grading policy, very important. I will take at least 2 quizzes. Okay? If I will have a TA, then certainly I can increase the number of quizzes over there. Midterm examination again will be 25%, final term examination 35%, and class participation very much important. Those students who are going to participate, they will get marks. Those who are not answering me or they are not taking any pain on this one, certainly you will not get. So it's not just based only on the attendance, you have to participate with me, because maybe I can call you on the board to fill those tables or whatever. So be mentally present, and one thing very, very important, from day one, everyone should have a calculator with you, because you are going to do calculations in this course. This is very important. Okay? And I have made 15 marks of project. Now still for that project, it's a little early to say at present, because maybe with the strength of your class 2 sections, I will decide on this one that what type of project you could do. Last time, since this course does not have any lab, so just to make you aware of the hardware design, what we normally do, if I go back on my 2013 session, we have this, let me just go back on, I guess 2011, the hardware project. So we had this hardware project, and just to give you an idea, this was the design chart. Wait, what you have to do, you had to design, VA ratings are given, and then you had the voltage primary and secondary. Now as you can see, these are very simple transformers. Okay? These are like 24 volts, 15015 or 110 volts or 48 volts, and the VA rating is not just very much, the size is just going to be 50, 100 or 200. But the point of actually making this transformer is that you can wind them yourself. Okay? Out of these 16 projects which I gave to 2011 session, almost half of them use the Hall rod to designing it. So maybe this time I will change the values over here, so that even the Hall rod people cannot help you on this one, because I wanted that you should go in the lab, or maybe the maker's lab, because we have a winding machine over there, or maybe this final year project lab, there is a winding machine over there by hand or by machine, so that you can actually do the winding yourself. The point of actually asking you to do this project is this, that you can actually work by your own hand, and you know that inside a transformer the low voltage winding is kept first or the high voltage winding is kept first, what type of insulation you are using and what type of wiring you are using. Okay? This is very important. Now this is one aspect. The second aspect is this, that since I am going to also touch this book, which is actually this brushless permanent magnet motor, so maybe every one student, I can give one machine, okay? Maybe a faulty machine from your hard disk, or maybe from your cooling fan, or maybe your laptop, and I can ask you to actually reverse engineer it. By reverse engineering means that you have to take the design parameters from whatever physically is available and put the design on a paper. And if it is faulty, repair it. Okay? By repairing, I am not asking you have to put actually a permanent magnet over there. That is not possible by you, because you don't have a permanent magnet over there. The only fault that can be there is actually maybe a transistor inside it, which is actually switching, so maybe it has to be replaced. But again, that is again dependent upon if that replacement part is available or not. Okay? So these are two aspects. Maybe out of these two, any project I can consider, maybe half of them can do the first one, other half can do the other one, but these two projects are under consideration, and these are just here so that you can actually open a working machine or a transformer and you can see what is inside it. And maybe if the class strength is not that much, maybe we can arrange a small trip to Pell, and if all this pandemic is curtailed, something in like maybe November, December, chances are not that much, but still if it is curtailed, then maybe we can have a visit to Pell or any other distribution transformer manufacturing facility. ठीक है, बिकॉज सिर्फ कागज पे पढ़ाने से डिजाइन कभी नहीं आता. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यहाँ से पढ़ के जाके आपको पहले कभी भी आपको 50-60,000 की नौकरी नहीं देगा. दे विल एटलीस्ट गिव यू 6 months or 7 months of training under someone senior, because then you are going to understand that taking out one lamination or taking out 3 laminations or decreasing the number of turns by 1 or 2 or increasing it, what does happen. On paper you may know, but because in practical the materials are different, the workmanship is different, you are not getting 100% workmanship, the efficiency of winding is not good, the workers are not listening to you, so the things are very different over there. So this course will have a project, maybe 15% marks on that one. That's why I have decreased the midterm examination and the final term examination by 5%, and then I have given it over there. So this is the total grade up policy over there, and this is a little bit course overview that I have. In week 1 we are discussing transformers, in week 2 we have the introduction of transformer parameters and core design, in 3 we are discussing the step core. किसी को idea है जी step core क्या होता है? थोड़ा सा आइडिया किसी को इस लफ्ज से ही कुछ आइडिया मिले. What is step core? जी स्टेप, सीढ़ियां, क्या? एनी आइडिया ऑन दिस वन? वो भाई कोई गलत आंसर ही दे दो. जी एनीवन? लास्ट रोज, 2 rows. Anyone else? Anyone else on this one? Core का area uniform? अच्छा, one thing very important. Whenever we are talking about a transformer, listen this very carefully. I am drawing a 2-dimensional picture of a transformer here in front of you. Whenever I have a transformer, now you have to tell me what type of transformer is this. What is this one? This is a simple 2-dimensional. I am not making it 3D, and I have 3-dimensional, second type, which is called as जी. Can you tell me the 2 types of transformers here? ये तो याद होना चाहिए, मशीन कोर्स पास करके आए हैं. कौन सा वाला शेल? ऊपर वाला क्या है? ऊपर वाला शेल टाइप है. दिस वन इज शेल टाइप जी. दिस इज सिंगल फेज शेल टाइप ट्रांसफॉर्मर. दिस वन इज कोर टाइप कोर टाइप ट्रांसफॉर्मर over there. Now these are simple 2-dimensional pictures. If I want to make it 3-dimensional, I can do it very easily. If you are just seeing this one, so if this is a core type over here and you are going to have it like this, I've got it 3-dimensional over here. Now see what I am going to do. When I will change this and I will have a winding on this one, how that winding is going to be placed. See this one. On this one, this is the primary winding, this is going out, this is the secondary winding, this is the third turn, fourth turn, and this is the fifth turn. And then if I use another color for this one, so this is the secondary winding on the other limb, and this is the NS turns, this is NP number of turns. Now if you are seeing this block over here, this limb over here, this one, and if you take a cross-sectional view of this limb, I'm again repeating, if you take the cross-sectional view of this limb, what you are going to actually see, if I draw that cross-sectional limb over here, let me use the same color. So what we will see actually, you will have this cross-sectional as a square, and then the yellow color approximately, and on this one you have something like this, which is thick over here because you have number of turns on this one. This is the primary winding. This is the cross-sectional view. When you are seeing from the top, you have cut it over there. Now, here, this green color inside, this one is the core. So this is the core inside. Now, when the core is square shape or rectangular shape, listen to this very carefully. When the core is square shape or rectangular shape, the length of the wire is going to be larger as compared to if my core is circular. Which means that when I will have a winding on this one core, this will be something like this one, like this. Now, which one is better, this one or this one? G. Why? Reason? किस तरह से? कौन सा मटेरियल कम है? क्या? एरिया कम है? क्या चीज कम है? एरिया कहाँ से? एरिया तो क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया वायर का, वो तो आपके करंट पे डिपेंडेंट है. क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया ऑफ द वायर इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द अमाउंट ऑफ करंट ट्रैवलिंग थ्रू इट. अगर आपने 1 एम्पियर गुजारना है तो आपकी तार थोड़ी पतली होगी. अगर आपने 10 एम्पियर गुजारना है तो इट विल बी मोर थिक. जी आंसर मी क्या है? ये स्क्वायर वाला क्यों? अच्छा, now the question arises area. Now what two things we are seeing over here? We have the area of the core AC here, area of the core AC. They both are same. क्यों same है? Listen this very carefully. The area of the cores are same because we know flux phi is equal to B dot A. याद है? So whenever we are designing a transformer, we have to keep B inside the core constant. It will be constant. So area of the core has to be same so that the same amount of flux. तो अगर हमने दो डिजाइन में से कोई चूज करना है तो इसका एरिया और इसका एरिया दोनों सेम है. एरिया का क्वेश्चन नहीं है. The questionable thing is the yellow color winding, and what I am interested in, it is the length of the conductor and the length of conductor. They are unequal. Why unequal? Because the parameter of a circle is smaller than the parameter of a square for the same cross-sectional area. I am again repeating. The parameter of a circle is smaller as compared to the parameter of a square for the same cross-sectional area. And you can find the answer very simply because if supposedly it's a square of approximately 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, the parameter would be 4 centimeter. Okay? The area would be 1 cross 1 centimeter square. And if you have a circle, you want to have a circle of same area, so it will be having 1 centimeter square, and the area of a circle is pi r square is equal to 1. You can find out the radius, and when you can find out the radius from this equation, you can find out 2 pi r, because that 2 pi r is LC. So the parameter of a circle is smaller as compared to the parameter of it. Now what this advantage is? The length of the wire is small, and when the length of the wire is small, you know resistance is equal to rho L over A. Resistance का basic formula. क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया आपको पता है वो आपके करंट पर डिपेंडेंट है. लेंथ ऑफ द वायर इज इंपॉर्टेंट. सो रेजिस्टेंस इज गोइंग टू बी स्मॉलर इन दिस केस. नाउ क्वेश्चन हियर अराइजेस कि सर्कुलर कोर बनानी कैसे पड़ेगी. सर्कुलर कोर, इफ यू वांट टू मेक अ सर्कुलर कोर, इफ आई मेक अनदर सर्कुलर कोर ओवर हियर, जस्ट let me use the same color. If you want to make a circular core, first thing first, you will have to make laminations over here. Laminations क्यों यूज करते हैं? कौन सी कोर लॉसेस? एडी करंट लॉसेस, बिकॉज दे आर ट्रेवलिंग परपेंडिकुलर टू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ फ्लक्स. फ्लक्स कैसे फ्लो कर रहा है इसके अंदर? इट इज आउट ऑफ दिस mobile or the screen is present. So perpendicular to this one, which means the eddy current directions are like this. So to stop them, you have used laminations, and in between these laminations, you have a silicon resin or something insulator that is stopping it. Now, अगर आपने एक square shape, circular shape core बनानी है, तो आपको हर lamination different size की चाहिए, because it's a circle. Now, this means there is going to be a lot of wastage. To avoid that wastage, what do sorry. So this is a stepped core. We have tried to make a stepped core, and in between this over here, these are laminations. Now you only need to cut 3 different sizes. It's a 3-step core. You only have to cut, one is this dimension. If I just zoom in over there, this one. So one dimension which you have to cut is this one. The other dimension which you have to cut, let me use another color, is this one. And the other one is this one. So by using 3-step core, we have tried to make a circular cross section. Now there are empty spaces. It will have a problem because air is not a good conductor of flux. So 3-step core may be a little inferior to a 9-step core or a 5-step core or 6-step core. So distribution transformers, at least in Pakistan, they are having 8 or 9-step cores over there. Okay? We will also go towards a 9 or a 10-step core, and we will see by even using the 9-step core, you are not going to go towards 100%. You will still have a little bit issue over there at how much area is still vacant or empty. Okay? So this is a stepped core. We will discuss in very much detail for a 4-step core, for a 5-step core. I will give you an assignment as well on this one, that you have to calculate the gross area and the actual area. Okay? We will go through that one also. So this is a step core. This is actually a 3-step core. Any questions with this one? I hope ये समझ आ रहा है. You know, at the end of the course, everyone is asking, sir, ये आपने गोल सा बनाया था, ये core कैसे है? This is the cross-sectional area of the same core which is here. So I have just cut this over here like this, and you are seeing from the top. Okay? And this one is a core type, this one is a shell type transformer. Now, before I move on, I have some questions actually. If I go on towards, I always have this set of questions. ये मैं अक्सर क्लास से पूछ लेता हूँ. What is the difference of core type versus shell type? जी, please answer me. I am not going to answer this one there. I want you to answer. गलत भी है कोई मसला नहीं. I am not. That's not going to make something permanent in my mind कि ये आपने गलत दिया था. I will leave that first impression away. जी, answer me. Come on यार, answer me. या मैं हर एक से फिर पूछूं, that's not right. I want everyone to participate actually. यार ये पंखा तो चलाओ. तीन अक्षर हो गया इधर. जी, what is the difference of core type versus shell type? थोड़ा जोर से. और ये मास्क को हाथ लगाना बंद करो. इसी पे ही जरासीम है, वही तुम लगा के कहीं और लगा रहे हो. जी, core type में I have a core type and a shell type in front of you. If I want to make a winding on a shell type, I will have this one. This may be the secondary winding, and the primary winding will be on this one. This is NP, this is NS. जी, क्या फायदा क्या नुकसान? तीन चार फायदे नुकसान ही बात कर लो, हम बाद में आगे चले जाएंगे इस पे। दोबारा तो उससे क्या होगा, फ्लक्स लिंकेज अच्छा हो जाएगा, because what we want the primary winding to produce the flux and it should link with the secondary winding. So in shell type, flux linkage is better as compared to the core type, but there is also one disadvantage also. वो क्या है? The cooling of shell type transformer is difficult as compared to core type, because you are going to have oil already over there. I'm not talking about those small transformers which you get from all road or something, or maybe you are going to design them. They are going to be totally different. So shell type, it's not a good cooling, because the winding which is inside, it's not going to be cooled down very fast. So core type, they are better. So normally distribution transformers which are near your homes or just outside this department, just beside this window, it's a core type transformer, 3-phase core type. And when I'm talking about a 3-phase core type, a 3-phase core type transformer is something like this. So you have 3 phases, and you have the primary winding on this limb, also primary winding for the second phase on this one, primary winding on this one. And as far as the secondary winding is concerned, this is also done on the same limb. This is over here. This is a 3-phase core type. 3 limbs, each limb for 1 phase. How they are interconnected, that's basically a different connection scheme we will talk about in much detail. Okay, next question please. Okay, we have just talked about single phase core type versus single phase shell. I just talked to you about this one. Heating or cooling is better for the core type, shell type, it's difficult over there. And 3-phase core versus 3-phase shell. Now what I have drawn just now over here is a 3-phase core. How will a 3-phase shell type look like? A 3-phase shell type look like, if I draw that one, let me just make this one smaller one. Maybe the size is not that much better, please pardon me for that, but as far as the windings are concerned, they are on this limb, similarly they are on this limb, and they are on this. So you can draw the secondary winding also. Okay? So they are just 3 single phase transformers jacked together, but they are on the same core. So you can see in a shell type transformer, it's not, this is a 3-phase shell type transformer. 3-phase shell types are not normally used in distribution transformers. The reason is they can't be cooled down very good, because core type transformers, they have to work 24 hours a day. You can't cool them down very efficiently. Okay? So you won't find them, they are only used in power transformers because maybe they are connected with a Cervela dam or a Mangla dam generator, and that generator is only going to provide for like maybe 7 hours or 8 hours or 10 hours, and then afterwards it's going to cool down. So shell type transformers, they are not normally used over there. Largest loss in a transformer. Core loss, but or core loss भी आ जाता है eddy current. Largest loss कौन सा है? Whenever you are designing a transformer and that transformer has to run for 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, unless and until there is load shedding or whatever is left over there. But if you are designing a transformer for staying online for all its life, you always have the core losses minimum. अभी सब दिन का टाइम है, घरों में कोई नहीं है, the distribution transformer near your homes, the core loss हर वक्त है, वो 24 घंटे रहता है, इसलिए उसको कम रखा जाता है. Copper losses, they are kept on the higher side. Remember one thing, as this course will progress, you will find out that it's a trade-off. Either you will keep iron losses small, the copper losses will increase. If you will keep the copper losses small, the iron losses will increase. It's a trade-off over there. But whenever you are designing a transformer, the largest loss is always copper loss, and that is dependent upon the current flowing inside the winding. That is the copper losses, I square R losses, which I am talking about. Okay? So the resistance of the winding is very important. The largest loss is in a transformer. But the same transformer, when it is designed for maybe a generating station, something at Tarbela or Mangla, you are not going to have its copper losses under consideration. You are only going to see that, okay, this much loss should be minimum, because it's going to run for like 8 or 10 hours. Okay? So the design is very important, that which is the loss. What is the efficiency of transformer? कोई रेंज बता दो हैं? 90% का डिजाइन वापडा रिजेक्ट कर देता है. 95% प्लस फुल लोड और 70% load efficiency is required by every manufacturer, or at least the WAPDA or LESCO people. They have a design criteria, or they ask for it that that transformer should have a maximum efficiency near almost 70 or 80% of the load. 100% of load पे वो कभी नहीं मांगेंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ट्रांसफार्मर जो आपके घरों के पास है, हर कोई अपने घर के तमाम एसी हर वक्त ऑन नहीं करेगा. एक एसी ऑन हो जाएगा, एक एसी ऑन हो जाएगी, एक घर में बंद होगी, दूसरे का हो जाएगी. तो द लोड विल समवेयर वेरी बिटवीन 60 to 80%. इसके दरमियान में उसकी मैक्सिमम एफिशिएंसी रखी जाएगी. और वो कब होगा? शाम 4-5 बजे से लेकर रात के 8, 9 या 10 बजे तक मैक्सिमम, बिकॉज दैट इज द पीक टाइम. So you are going to design a transformer so that its maximum efficiency is remaining inside this bracket. I square R losses. अगर किसी को थोड़ा सा याद हो, if I can give you an idea, transformers जिन लोगों ने they have gone through with me at least, maybe I have given, ये कर्व किसी को याद है जी? I have this is the I secondary current, and here this is the core losses. This is P core, and the second curve, this is the P copper losses over here. Core losses constant होती हैं, याद है? They don't change. क्यों नहीं change होती? सेकेंडरी करंट या प्राइमरी करंट, इसका आप कुछ भी कह दो, दिस इज सेकेंडरी करंट और प्राइमरी करंट, बिकॉज ट्रांसफार्मर है, वर्क कर रहा है, करंट बढ़ रहा है, कॉपर लॉसेस एक्सपोनेंशियली इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं. व्हाई? इट्स नॉट आई आर, इट्स आई स्क्वायर आर, इट्स एक्सपोनेंशियली इंक्रीजिंग. कोर लॉसेस दे आर कांस्टेंट, दे विल नॉट चेंज दैट मच. ठीक है. अब इसी ग्राफ के ऊपर एक और कर्व इफ आई प्लॉट, that curve is approximately this is the efficiency curve. This efficiency curve is based on one single rule: wherever P copper losses become equal to core losses, that is the point of maximum efficiency. प्लीज ये रिवाइज करके आना, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम इसको देखेंगे दोबारा. आई हैव डन दिस प्रूफ प्रीवियसली इन मशीन्स कोर्स आल्सो. द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ एनी इलेक्ट्रिकल मशीन, नॉट जस्ट ट्रांसफार्मर, द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ एनी इलेक्ट्रिकल मशीन, आइदर अ मशीन, इंडक्शन मशीन और अ ट्रांसफार्मर, द एफिशिएंसी इज मैक्सिमम wherever at this point, because at this point copper losses and core losses, they both are same. So you are hitting the maximum efficiency curve. So whenever a transformer is designed, they always try to range in this region over here. Okay. What is Lenz's law? जी एनीवन एल्स, इलेबोरेट करो इसको थोड़ा और। डॉट कन्वेंशन तो एक अलग चीज है, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट लेंजेज लॉ। ठीक है, यू आर गोइंग इन द सेम डायरेक्शन बट एक्सप्लेन इट अ लिटिल। जी can anyone explain me at present the flux inside the transformer core? Is it constant or is it variable? जी जी ट्रांसफार्मर है, इसी ट्रांसफार्मर के ऊपर जाते हैं जो अभी हमने यहाँ यूज किया है, द कोर टाइप। इस ट्रांसफार्मर के अंदर मैंने यहाँ पे एक सोर्स लगाया, कनेक्ट कर दिया प्राइमरी वाइंडिंग से। यहाँ पे मेरे पास एक फ्लक्स फ्लो कर रहा है, इट्स साइनोसाइडल फ्लक्स। इसका मतलब है फॉर हाफ ऑफ द साइकिल इट विल फ्लो इन दिस डायरेक्शन एंड देन व्हेन इट विल बी नेगेटिव साइकिल इट विल फ्लो ऑपोजिट। नाउ सेकेंडरी साइड पे मैंने अभी कुछ नहीं लगाया। After some time, I attach a load on the secondary side. Flux in the core will change or not? जी, जो ये आंसर देता है, first of all, I will give some bonus marks. This is the first lecture. Again, who anyone can answer me fully on this one, I will give some bonus marks. And one thing very important, bonus marks are absolute. I am not going to take some percentage and out of that. They are absolute on this one. जी कमन यार, यू आर इन डिजाइन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक मशीन कोर्स और ये ट्रांसफार्मर का बेसिक 3 क्वेश्चन। दोबारा एक सेकंड, दोबारा थोड़ा जोर से बोलो, तुम्हारे पास में बिल्कुल आवाज नहीं आ रही। तो कोर फ्लक्स, अच्छा लेट मी गिव सम वैल्यू। मैंने यहाँ पे 220 वोल्ट अप्लाई किए, they were like 100 टर्न्स और 200 टर्न्स। अभी मैंने सेकेंडरी पर लोड अप्लाई नहीं किया था, तो जो फ्लक्स मेरे पास था एट नो लोड वो दैट वाज सपोजिंगली 4 मिली वेबर। मैंने जैसे ही लोड अप्लाई किया मेरे पास 1 एम्पेयर करंट यहाँ फ्लो करना शुरू हो गया। तो क्या ये फ्लक्स एट लोड विल बिकम 4 to 5 और 6, या कम हो जाएगा या ज्यादा हो जाएगा? कोर के अंदर फ्लक्स क्यों? जी एनीवन जी बेटा, आई कांट हियर एनीथिंग, जोर से। फ्लक्स का आई कांट हियर अ सिंगल थिंग। फ्लक्स और करंट, फ्लक्स और करंट का आपस में कोई रिलेशन नहीं है बेटा। फ्लक्स इज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय करंट। अगर करंट नहीं फ्लो करेगा, मैं यहां से इस वायर को काट देता हूं, तो क्या मतलब है फ्लक्स में फ्लो होगी? नहीं होगी, क्योंकि वायर इज करंट इज नॉट फ्लोइंग। मेरे पास एक वायर है, उस वायर में से आई हैव अ करंट फ्लोइंग, आउटर एज ऑफ द वायर आई एम गोइंग टू सी द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड। दोबारा लोड पे करंट चेंज होगा तो कोर फ्लक्स में चेंज आएगी जी। सिंपल आंसर, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आंसर 4 मिली वेबर से कितना चेंज होगा? बढ़ेगा कम होगा या उतना ही रहेगा? जी एनीवन एल्स विद अ डिफरेंट आंसर? और द ओनली आंसर सही आपने लास्ट टाइम में दिया है, इट विल रिमेन कांस्टेंट। लिसन दिस वेरी केयरफुली, रीजन आपने नहीं बताई। वन थिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, व्हेन इट इज एट नो लोड the core flux is 4 milliweber. This flux is flowing only because of the reluctance of the core. What is reluctance? Reluctance is the resistance being offered by the magnetic material to the flow of magnetic field of flux lines. Now, as soon as you will connect a secondary load, current is flowing, there is going to be a secondary flux phi s over here, and it will try to oppose the original flux, but due to law of conservation of energy, इधर आपके पास पहले सिर्फ 0.1 एम्पेयर करंट फ्लो कर रहा था, that was just the no load current. अब क्या होगा, this current will increase to supposedly 1.1 एम्पेयर. मैं 1:1 रेशियो का ट्रांसफार्मर बात कर रहा हूँ, तो वहां 1 एम्पेयर गया, वहां 1.1 हुआ, so the flux produced by the primary winding will increase, the secondary winding flux is opposing it, so the net flux here will still remain 4 milliweber. और अभी आपके सामने थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपके कहा था the core losses they are constant. core losses कहां हो रही हैं? कोर के अंदर. तो कोर के अंदर क्या चीज है? फ्लक्स है. अगर फ्लक्स ही वहां पे कांस्टेंट, बाय कांस्टेंट आई डज नॉट मीन, रिमेंबर दिस इज नॉट डीसी फ्लक्स, दिस इज साइनोसाइडली वेरिंग फ्लक्स. इसका मतलब है कि उसका आरएमएस वैल्यू सेम है. 4 milliweber is the RMS value. It's not a DC flux. So it's going in one direction, then it's going in the opposite direction. So it will remain flux. Also, it will remain constant. So a transformer is a constant flux machine. It's very important. The constant flux is not DC flux. This means an RMS root mean square changing flux over there. But its value will remain the same. इसीलिए उसके core losses, चाहे वो जीरो लोड पे काम कर रहा हो, चाहे वो फुल लोड पे काम कर रहा हो, they will remain the same because the flux inside the core is same, the net flux is the same. This is very important. This is the basis of the whole transformer design. जी, शॉर्ट सर्किट टेस्ट, ओपन सर्किट टेस्ट क्या क्या करते हैं? शॉर्ट सर्किट, जोर से बोलो यार. शॉर्ट सर्किट करते क्या हैं? जस्ट विद सिंपल ब्लंट आंसर. शॉर्ट सर्किट टेस्ट, वी शॉर्ट आउट द सेकेंडरी वाइंडिंग और द लो करंट वाइंडिंग, whatever you are doing on that side, and it gives you the copper losses. The magnetizing branch of a transformer is ignored inside it, and you only get copper losses from the short circuit test, and for the open circuit test you are actually only getting the core losses, because secondary winding के अंदर करंट नहीं जा रहा, सारा का सारा करंट जो आ रहा है that is flowing because of the no load, that is the losses inside the core. Equivalent circuit of transformer. जी, कोर को कैसे रिप्रेजेंट किया गया है इक्विवेलेंट सर्किट के अंदर? रेजिस्टेंस और इंडक्टेंस, बोथ इन सीरीज, बोथ इन पैरेलल और बोथ इन सीरीज में. कोर के जी, शंट में. क्यों शंट में? Give me a solid answer. हाँ जी, सॉरी, दिस इज दैट. कोर कौन सी है इसमें? R0, R0 और JXM. पैरेलल में क्यों है? व्हाई दे आर नॉट इन सीरीज? व्हाट इज R0? R0 किसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है? दोबारा. R0 is representing the eddy current losses. JXM is representing the core magnetizing current. ये दो करंट से, if this was current I0 over there, I0 current, if this is VP, supposingly the applied voltage, this one was I0 current, perpendicular the components of this one was I hysteresis plus eddy, and this one was I magnetizing current. Now back to the same question, R naught और JXM को parallel क्यों रखा है? Why not in series? नहीं, give me a logical answer. सीरीज में रखते तो क्या नुकसान था, क्या फायदा, क्या नुकसान क्या था, या वो मॉडल के इक्वल नहीं था, क्यों नहीं था? There are two losses. One is dependent on the magnetizing current flowing perpendicular to the flux core. एडी करंट, एडी करंट का कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है कोर के अंदर फ्लक्स से. एडी करंट का ताल्लुक रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ फ्लक्स से है. रिमेंबर दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कोर के फ्लक्स से एडी करंट का कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है. एडी करंट दे आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन द रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ फ्लक्स. अगर इसी ट्रांसफार्मर में से मैंने डीसी फ्लक्स फ्लो करवाता, सेकेंडरी पे कुछ इंड्यूस नहीं होना था. क्यों नहीं होना था? बिकॉज देयर इज नो रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ फ्लक्स. फैराडेज लॉ नहीं काम कर रहा. जो कोर के अंदर एडी करंट फ्लो करने हैं वो सिर्फ डी फाई बाय डी टी की बेसिस पे फ्लो करेंगे. अगर डी फाई बाय डी टी ज्यादा है, एडी करंट ज्यादा होंगे. अगर कोर के अंदर लेमिनेशन ठीक है, एडी करंट ज्यादा होंगे. लेमिनेशन के दरमियान में सिलिकॉन रेसिन कम है, ज्यादा होंगे. They have no dependency on the material of the core, that is JXN. JXN किस पे डिपेंडेंट है? इंडक्टेंस, कोर की इंडक्टेंस, कोर की रिलक्टेंस. कैसे? दिस JXN क्या चीज है? JXM क्या था? कोर की रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन रिएक्टेंस फॉर्म. कहां से निकला था? 2πfL. L क्या था? इंडक्टेंस ऑफ द कोर. कोर की इंडक्टेंस का फॉर्मूला क्या है? L इज इक्वल टू n स्क्वायर बाय रिलक्टेंस. दिस R इटैलिक फॉर्म इज रिलक्टेंस. ये क्या है? कोर की रिलक्टेंस. अब आंसर दी. कोर की रिलक्टेंस कम होगी तो JXM की वैल्यू पे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? ज्यादा होगी. और JXM की वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी तो इस ब्रांच के अंदर IM कम फ्लो करेगा. कम फ्लो करेगा तो नो लोड करंट टोटल I नॉट कम होगा. ठीक है. So one thing very important, whenever you are answering any short questions, please use all the equations or the support of all the equations. ठीक है. I don't know you still remember this inductance formula. This is the same L is equal to n square by R. ये machines course में करते हैं. First chapter magnetic circuits. जी, लीकेज फ्लक्स. लीकेज फ्लक्स कहाँ होता है? वाइंडिंग में. कहाँ? वाइंडिंग में कहाँ? मैं इफ आई गो बैक ऑन दी ट्रांसफॉर्मर सर्किट डायग्राम, जी यहाँ पे कहाँ है लीकेज फ्लक्स? द फ्लक्स पाथ विच इज कंप्लीटिंग इट ओवर देयर थ्रू दी like this, which is not linking the core, which is not linking the secondary winding, that is called as the leakage flux. That is the non-useful flux or useless flux, जिसका हमें कोई फायदा नहीं. Leakage flux in a transformer is very very small, और उसको कम से कम करने के लिए what is the easiest way? Bring these two windings as close as possible. लेकिन you have to leave enough space so that all this transformer is inside some oil and you have that oil taking out the heat from the winding. ठीक है. ये हम सारी चीजें देखेंगे. There are many aspects to take inside a design of a transformer कि हमने कितना फासला रखना है वाइंडिंग्स के दरमियान में. ये को टाइप है. अगर हम शेल टाइप के ऊपर जाएं तो दोनों वाइंडिंग एक के ऊपर एक है. उनके दरमियान में भी आपको एक एयर डक्ट रखनी पड़ेगी जिसके अंदर से ऑयल फ्लो कर सके. या अगर वो एयर कूल ट्रांसफार्मर है तो उसके अंदर भी एक एयर डक्ट रखनी पड़ेगी. क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि अंदर आपने एक वाइंडिंग की है उसके ऊपर एक और वाइंडिंग कर दो, एंड इफ यू टेक अ थर्मल गन एंड यू फाइंड आउट द टेम्परेचर, आपको इनर वाइंडिंग के ऊपर टेम्परेचर ज्यादा नजर आएगा, क्योंकि उसको ना कन्वेक्शन से ना रेडिएशन से कहीं से भी वो हीट डिसिपेट नहीं कर रही, ठीक है। सो लॉसेस वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड हीट रिडक्शन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। हाउ टू मिनिमाइज हम बाद में देखेंगे। व्हाट इज परसेंटेज इंपिडेंस, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। होल ट्रांसफार्मर डिजाइन रिवॉल्व अराउंड दिस परसेंटेज इंपिडेंस, और आप लोगों को जो जो मैं डिजाइन करवाता जाऊंगा उसके अंदर हर एक का एक फिक्स परसेंटेज इंपिडेंस होगी। व्हाट इज दिस परसेंटेज इंपिडेंस? इफ आई गो बैक ऑन माय ट्रांसफार्मर, this one, this RP plus JXP, RS plus JXS, taking this RS and JXS on this side, which means you are going to multiply it by A square, transformation ratio. Okay, but ये मुझे बता दिया करो बेटा, मैं भूल जाता हूँ। So when you have this RP plus JXP and RS plus JXS, you have to take this on this side. So what is Z equivalent? Z equivalent is RP plus A square RS plus JXP plus JA square XS. This Z equivalent is actually the percentage impedance converted into percentage on some base unit. And WAPDA, especially LESCO in Lahore, the percentage Z is equal to 4% for all the distribution transformers. अगर आप एक मैन्युफैक्चरर हो ट्रांसफार्मर के और आपके ट्रांसफार्मर की परसेंटेज इंपिडेंस 4 की बजाय 4.1 है, ट्रांसफार्मर इज गोइंग टू बी रिजेक्टेड बाय WAPDA, दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू अलाउ इट। रीजन, बिकॉज WAPDA लाइंस दे आर ट्रांसफार्मर्स वर्किंग इन पैरेलल। अगर किसी एक ट्रांसफार्मर की भी परसेंटेज इंपिडेंस 4 की बजाय 4.1 होगी, 4.2 होगी, या मे बी 3.9 होगी, तो व्हाट विल हैपन, ईच इज गोइंग टू हैव अ डिफरेंट वोल्टेज, circulating currents are going to flow. So WAPDA, whenever they are taking a design or maybe a working transformer from any manufacturer, they have those clauses that it is only the slight variation of 3.98 to 4.02, that's all. So आप कभी भी डिजाइन एक पूरा करोगे और at the end of the design आप जब सबसे end result निकालोगे percentage Z, that percentage Z does not come out in that small range, you will have to go back on the start and redo the design. फिर आपको दोबारा कोई चीज चेंज करनी पड़ेगी, X चेंज करना पड़ेगा। X किस पे डिपेंडेंट है? कोर के मटेरियल पे, बट कोर की रिलक्टेंस पे। रिलक्टेंस किस पे डिपेंडेंट है? लेंथ ऑफ द कोर पे, एरिया ऑफ द कोर पे। लेकिन एरिया ऑफ द कोर किस पे डिपेंडेंट है? फ्लक्स डेंसिटी इनसाइड द कोर पे, उसको आप नहीं चेंज कर सकते। तो ऑल थिंग्स आर कनेक्टेड। तो अगर आप एक चीज चेंज करोगे बाकी चीजें खराब होंगी। And apart from this percentage Z, every manufacturer, they give this percentage Z, and they also give it that what should be the core losses and what should be the copper losses. ये तीनों चीजें they are provided by the buyer, whoever is buying from you. Core losses, copper losses कम हो जाए अच्छी बात है, WAPDA will actually maybe give you a benefit of that. कोर लॉसेस भी कम हो जाए, नो प्रॉब्लम, गुड। लेकिन परसेंटेज दैट एक ऐसी चीज है जो कम भी नहीं हो सकती, ज्यादा भी नहीं हो सकती, तो इट शुड रिमेन इन दैट स्मॉल गैप। पर यूनिट इंपिडेंस, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू आस्क दिस वन बिकॉज ये अक्सर भूल जाता है। प्लीज रिवाइज योर पर यूनिट। आप लोग पीछे अभी पावर सिस्टम एनालिसिस अभी पढ़ के आ चुके हो आई गेस, so you must have an idea about per unit, ठीक है। this is very important, please revise it, ये भूल जाता है अक्सर। so transformer properties of distribution and power, वो हम बात कर चुके हैं कि distribution is working 24 hours and power is not working। cost analysis very very important, very very important। ट्रांसफार्मर डिजाइन करना कोई कमाल नहीं है, ट्रांसफार्मर को कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव बनाना कमाल है। there have been one senior even before my graduating, he is now the topmost I guess person in TEL. He designed a software as his final year project जिसके अंदर हर चीज की कॉस्ट डाली गई थी। मिसाल के तौर पर आपको मैंने जैसा बताया, कोर है, 9 स्टेप कोर है, उस 9 स्टेप कोर के अंदर हर कोर को काटने की कॉस्ट उस सॉफ्टवेयर के अंदर कट की गई थी, एंड ही ऑप्टिमाइज्ड दैट टोटल डिजाइन। कि जी कहाँ पे आपने मिनिमम कॉस्ट के साथ परसेंटेज जेड भी उतनी आए, कॉपर लॉसेस भी उतनी आए, कोर लॉसेस भी उतने आए जितने रिक्वायर्ड है, यू आर गेटिंग द परफेक्ट डिजाइन. एंड जस्ट बेस्ड ऑन दैट सॉफ्टवेयर विच डिपिक्टेड इन जस्ट इन मैटलैब, बड़ा पुराना सॉफ्टवेयर था, he gave it to those 10 people. उसने उसको खैर और मॉडिफाई किया. when he went in there, he is actually session fellow of Sir Farhan, Dr. Farhan. So he was very good at that. So cost analysis very, और आमतौर पे as a student ये चीज़ नहीं सीख जा सकती, because you are not familiar with the cost of each thing, the labor cost and all that. But still he added something inside it. Maybe he had some internship in Pell, that's why he added all that stuff, and he got a very good software that can do the cost analysis. ठीक है. तो कॉस्ट फैक्टर वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. और ट्रांसफार्मर की मार्केट बहुत कंपेटिटिव है. आप एक मैन्युफैक्चरर से 25,000 का एक ट्रांसफार्मर उठाएंगे 100 kVA का, हो सकता है अगला मैन्युफैक्चरर आपको 24,900 में आपको एक और ट्रांसफार्मर दे दे, शायद उससे अच्छा हो, शायद उससे उतना ही हो या उससे. तो इट्स वेरी कंपेटिटिव. आपको बहुत मुश्किल है ट्रांसफार्मर इंडस्ट्री में एज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ट्रांसफार्मर मैन्युफैक्चरर सर्वाइव करना. You need orders, you need it at a very good cost. Power transformers में yes you have leverage because they are very different designs over there and they are very expensive. One transformer, power transformer, can be the size of this room, just to give you an idea. And why this size? Very importantly, this size is so much important, and it has approximately 12 or 15 valves just to control the flow of oil. आम ट्रांसफार्मर के अंदर ऑयल फ्लो नहीं कर रहा होता. आपके यहाँ ट्रांसफार्मर है, ऑयल फ्लो कर रहा है, इट्स फ्लोइंग बाय कन्वेक्शन करंट. बट इन अ ट्रांसफार्मर टैंक लाइक दिस, एंड अ ट्रांसफार्मर इज प्लेस्ड इन सेंटर, यू हैव टू फ्लो यूजिंग पंप्स, यूजिंग सम वेंट्स, वॉल्व्स आर देयर सो दैट ऑयल कैन बी सर्कुलेटेड. अगर ऑयल सर्कुलेट नहीं करेगा देन इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी कूल्ड डाउन. एंड वन थिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एक बहुत बड़ा ट्रांसफार्मर था, एक छोटी सी, शायद मैंने सुनाई हो आप लोगों को मशीन कोर्स में भी. पहले उन्होंने एक ट्रांसफार्मर बनाया सम टाइम्स बैक, ये कुछ 10 साल पुरानी कहानी है. एक ट्रांसफार्मर बनाया उन्होंने, बहुत अच्छा ट्रांसफार्मर डिज़ाइन हो गया, टैंक के अंदर डाला गया, टैंक के अंदर उसको रखा गया, ऑयल फिक्स किया गया, लिड क्लोज की गई और उसको स्ट्रैच कर दिया गया. ट्रांसफार्मर चलता रहा, कोई मैक्सिमम 12-14 घंटे चला और उसके बाद शॉर्ट सर्किट हुआ इन दी ऑयल. ऑयल इज एन इंसुलेटर, ऑयल के अंदर शॉर्ट सर्किट हुआ. उन्होंने वापस भेज दिया जी कि आपने तो गलत डिज़ाइन किया. उन्होंने ट्रांसफार्मर खोला, देखा वाइंडिंग इंटैक्ट हैं, लेकिन वाइंडिंग क्योंकि शॉर्ट सर्किट हुआ तो ऑयल के अंदर वो वहाँ से ओवरफ्लो हुआ करंट का, और वो दे वांटेड टू फाइंड आउट मसला क्या है. जब तक मसला नहीं मिलेगा यू कांट एक्चुअली अगेन गिव इट बैक आफ्टर द वाइंडिंग. दे सेंट दैट ऑयल फॉर टेस्टिंग एट सम PCSIR लैब और सम ऑयल टेस्टिंग लेबोरेटरी की लैब होती है. उस ऑयल के कंटेंट्स का जब एक बायो एनालिसिस किया गया तो उसके अंदर आयरन कंटेंट्स मिले. वो आयरन कंटेंट्स उस ऑयल के अंदर कैसे पहुंचे, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फिर जब उन्होंने ऑयल का टैंक साफ किया, ट्रांसफार्मर बाहर निकाला, ऑयल सारा खाली किया गया, तो टैंक के अंदर दे फाउंड सम बोन्स, बर्ड बोन्स. जब उस ट्रांसफार्मर के टैंक को सील किया जा रहा था, वन बर्ड गॉट इनसाइड, got itself sealed inside, and after some time eventually it died. उसके ब्लड के अंदर जो आयरन कंटेंट्स थे या उसके बोन्स में आयरन कंटेंट्स थे, they diluted itself in the oil and they broke down the dielectric strength of that oil with some time. टाइम लगा, इट नॉट कि एकदम से चलाया और उसी वक्त ही ऑन हो गया. इट टुक सम टाइम, क्योंकि आयरन जो ऑयल है, it will take some iron deposition, आहिस्ता, maybe 12-13 hours working. So just a small bird caused, and that transformer was approximately 5,000 kV, I guess. It's a big transformer. So you can have a transformer fail. So ये बताने का मकसद सिर्फ ये है कि आप लोगों को अंदाजा होना चाहिए कि ट्रांसफार्मर डिजाइन कैन फेल बिकॉज जस्ट अ स्मॉल माइनर ग्लिच ऑल्सो. So transformer designs are very competitive, especially distribution transformer design. So a simple bird can also do that. I don't have much time, so I will not be going in all of them. Just one thing: why transformers ratings are in VA and not in kilowatts? Come on. जी दोबारा नहीं, ये बड़ा सिंपल सा आंसर है, हम ट्रांसफार्मर में भी अक्सर करते हैं. ट्रांसफार्मर इज एक्चुअली अ सीरीज डिवाइस. इट टेक्स पावर, converts it into a different voltage level if the turn ratio is different, and gives as an output on the secondary side. But that series device has some active power losses, which is P, and reactive power losses both. So it is going to take a share of that power whichever is going on that side. So you अगर वो सिर्फ resistive losses लेती तो हमारे लिए कोई मसला नहीं था. We could design it as kilowatt. But it takes P as well and Q as well. So we have to rate it according to some VA rating or KVA rating or MVA rating. Okay. I will upload this file beta on the web as well. So kindly go through them. Okay. And one thing very important, on by Wednesday my class I believe. On Wednesday, please, at least everyone has gone through basic transformer. Transformer Chapman chapter number 2, at least go from 2.1 up till 2.8 or 2.9. Just give a brief reading, and especially the per unit. वो बहुत important है. How to convert the per unit values back into real values or from real values into per unit values. ठीक है. तो हम ये जो भी थोड़े बहुत questions हैं ये हम दोबारा कर लेंगे, and then I will go on towards the first thing very important, that what are transformer types, main parts, and then the first thing we are going to do is actually the core design. कोर डिज़ाइन हम पहले करेंगे, उसके बाद हम LT वाइंडिंग डिज़ाइन करेंगे, उसके बाद हम HT वाइंडिंग डिज़ाइन करेंगे, उसके बाद हम उसका एनालिसिस करेंगे कि हमारे पास इन सारों को डिज़ाइन करने के बाद कॉपर लॉसेस कितने आए हैं, कोर लॉसेस कितने आए हैं. अगर वो सही नहीं आए, आप पीछे जाओगे, चेंज करोगे कुछ वैल्यूज़ को, एंड देन चेक इट. Then afterwards, if your design comes out practically, then you will do another type of winding that is used for power transformer. हम वो करेंगे, and then afterwards you will go towards the tank design of transformer. Tank is also designed. It's a mechanical structure. उसके corrugated, उसकी thickness कितनी होगी वो mechanical engineer बता सकता है. लेकिन tank design is very important because that tank is going to dissipate that heat. वो हीट कितनी है वो आपने बताना. उस टैंक का आउटर सरफेस कितना है, ऑयल कितने लेवल तक है, मुख्तलिफ किस्म की उसमें रिलेज लगनी है. किसी को याद हो जी बक्कल्स रिले किसे कहते हैं? CUCHOLEZ, I guess, बक्कल्स रिले. Buckles relay is a simple relay placed inside the tank of a transformer having a floating valve. It checks what is the level of oil inside. अगर level of oil बहुत ज़्यादा decrease कर जाए, so it will trigger an alarm, because कम oil का मतलब ये है कि transformer की windings पूरी तरह से immersed नहीं है oil के अंदर, so they will not dissipate the heat. लेकिन ये Buckles relay is only used in big transformers, not this simple 100 kVA और 200 kVA ट्रांसफार्मर. इसको इस सेमेस्टर में आप लोग प्रोटेक्शन का कोर्स तो नहीं पढ़े, सो प्लीज डू आस्क योर प्रोटेक्शन टीचर दैट के बक्कल्स रिले कहाँ कैसे. आई होप ही विल आल्सो डिस्कस इट, बट व्हेन वी विल डिस्कसिंग द टैंक डिजाइन, प्लीज डू आस्क हिम दैट हाउ बक्कल्स रिले इज गोइंग टू बी यूज्ड एंड व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ इट, बिकॉज इट्स अ प्रोटेक्शन डिवाइस फॉर द ट्रांसफार्मर. जी, एनी क्वेश्चंस विद टुडे, व्हाटएवर वी हैव डन. All these this stylus notes, I will make them available on the web page. So all these stylus notes will be available. ठीक है. And I hope इससे कोई problem तो नहीं. I hope I am not using the board. I don't want to actually. I am also wearing the mask, so I can't actually speak and then also roam out. So I am using this one. आपको notes भी मिल जाएंगे इस तरह से, and I am recording that as well. So it's a better one. So after 8 weeks, when we are going to shift towards the online ODL, and in ODL, please be very important. The मुश्किल part हमें by chance ODL में करना है. Transformer is relatively easy. Induction motor, it's relatively difficult. ठीक है. So I hope everyone can go through this one easily. So I'm just now saving